Continue,
All right, so you can explain the whole Spartan world. You know?
Okay.
And then from then, I got a million questions, and then you guys just fly. All set? Hello and welcome to USTS, the Ultimate Sports and Training Show. I'll be your host for today's show, Bob Lemire. And joining me on today's show, I'm going to call them the dynamic duo of the Spartan races or the Spartan games. I know hardly anything about the Spartan games, and these two are upcoming, and boy, I can only see greatness coming down the road. So Joelle Lemire and Carissa Young. Welcome to the show, both of you.
Thanks for having us.
I'm going to start with Carissa. Just before we get going, Carissa, just tell us a little about yourself.
So I cheered for 15 years. I cheered in college too. I was UNH cheerleader. I was captain for 2 years. We won nationals my junior year and got third place my senior year.
Wow. So this Spartan stuff is easy for
Yeah.
you.
And not so much, but
Well, I know. But you know what? Well, we're going to get into
Yeah.
it. Go ahead, Joe.
I'm Joelle Lemire. I was a three-sport varsity athlete. I was in the Marine Corps as a machine gunner, so physical fitness has always been a part of my life.
Yeah, Joe, and I get thoughts, Joe. So the minute a thought comes in my head, I'm getting old, you know.
Oh, yeah.
I've got to blurt it out. Joe was Paris Island, we call it.
Yeah, Paris Island, South Carolina.
Yeah.
I was the honor graduate for my
Right.
platoon and the most physically fit for my company.
What's
So
on a
I
graduate
won that award.
in physical? What does that? I remember you carried the flag, and we all got to sit with
So
the generals.
undergraduate is basically like the leader of the platoon.
Right.
So they essentially, I'm in charge of my whole platoon, and just basically directing them on the plan of the day and just making sure everything's organized. I'm basically like the drill instructor's guinea pig.
Right, yeah.
You know.
So that you get, they give you the hard time.
Yeah, they give me the tasks, and I basically have to make these guys follow, and I get in trouble. If they
Mom and dad, and
exactly.
but then that just sets you up for the Spartan thing. I mean, you see, it's about the same, right? Basic training and
so the Spartan races are harder, but you have the same physical exhaustion as far as the pain in your joints and all of that. It's pretty similar. As
I say, and I'm into every sport. I love every sport. You know that. I don't even know what Spartan racing is until you started doing it, and I thought it was the tough man competition and all that. It's all kind of the same, right?
Right. So the Spartan races are OCR, so it's obstacle course racing. It's part of that series.
Right.
So they have all kinds of events. They have anywhere from a 5K, which is 3 miles, to 10K, 21K, which is a half marathon, the course can vary depending on penalty loops. For instance, it's typically always at least 13.1 miles.
Right.
If it's a half marathon, it could vary anywhere between 13.1 to 16 miles, depending how much extra time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then there's so that's what they call the beast. And then they have the ultra, which is an ultra marathon, which is, I want to say, 30 miles with 60 obstacles. So
it's a little crazy.
Your sprint will consist of 20 obstacles at 5 miles or 3 miles. Sorry. Your super is 6 miles? 6 miles with 25 obstacles.
Yeah.
Your beast is half marathon with 30 obstacles, and then your ultra is 30 miles with 60 obstacles. So the ultra's insane. We haven't done that yet, but maybe someday.
So now, who talked who into go? Joelle and Carissa are a couple, and as I say, a dynamic duo. And I can see down the road, if you really keep going and you're young, boy, you guys can break records and go after stuff. And I know, I know it seems crazy because you see what's out there. But the more you do, the more experience you're going to get. You're going to know where your weaknesses are, right?
It's addicting.
It is a learning curve. Because,
every time.
I mean, she's never done trail races ever in her life. You know, it's really, it's not just walking or running a trail, you know, you have to pay attention every step you take because one rock,
You get hurt.
break your ankle.
Oh, yeah.
Well, you're jumping over fire.
Yeah, you're jumping over fire.
One little
jumping
slip
over
and there
walls.
goes your face.
Oh yeah, seriously.
And I see when you're jumping over, because I see your pictures with Facebook friends. You're pointing at the camera, and I'm going, look at
The
these
happiest
two.
moment.
Yeah.
Getting it done.
Why is that the end?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah,
fire jump
yeah.
is always at the
Oh,
finish.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
Finish.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's cool.
and that's when you're completely exhausted and you're gonna fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, should be the first one.
I know, right?
Wow. So, Chris, what made you decide I got to do this with Joe?
So it was like when we kind of first started dating. I think we just saw like the Tough Mudder on like Instagram or something, and we're like, oh, like we should like try to do a race because we like going to the gym, we like lifting.
Right, yeah.
So we kind of wanted to challenge ourselves, and we were looking at the Tough Mudder, and then he was like, let's look at Spartan races. So I was like, okay. And then we saw like the three types that we wanted to do, and he was like, let's do the half marathon one, and I was like,
Yeah,
we don't
yeah,
run. Like
yeah.
we just go to the gym, we
Right,
lift and
right,
stuff. And
yeah.
I was like, are you sure you want to do this?
Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, like let's do it. And I was like, okay. So we signed up for it. And like this was last year. That was our first
Right,
Spartan
right,
race.
yeah, yeah.
So we did the beast, and I was like, all right, I guess we'll do it. We signed up for it. And then like months went by, and I was like, all right, we got to start training
Here
for
we
this.
go. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, we're all in it now.
Right.
We
And
didn't train for it at all the first time around.
Yeah, no, we just the first time we did it, we just went to the gym,
See what
like
it's
we
like.
just
Yeah.
lifted.
Let's see
we
what
just
it's
did,
like, yeah.
we just did our like normal routine,
Right,
and it was
right.
actually really funny because like a week before the Spartan race, I think you looked it up, and we saw that it was the hardest Spartan race,
why not?
the number one, and I was like,
This is the
okay,
hardest course in the world.
Where was
Nice.
this? Is this Killington?
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
So that was the first one you did, Killington.
Yeah,
And
and that was Bear Mountain. So it's on top of a mountain. So it's not just like level grounds or
Right, no,
anything.
no,
So we're
straight,
like,
yeah.
okay.
We're getting 6,600 feet of elevation.
Yeah.
No practice on it, really.
Yeah,
no
and it was.
practice.
I mean, yeah, no, not at all. We weren't.
Can I ask you,
practicing at all.
do people practice the whole course and what you have to do for the competition, or is it just you can't? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Yeah.
there are pros that will practice.
That have their
Yeah.
own
People
problem.
train for this, but the only way to train for this is to hike up a mountain,
Yeah.
specifically Killington.
And then
because-
do it, though. I mean, do all the obstacles.
Yes, you can do
Yeah.
obstacle training. Yes,
Right.
Yeah.
But as far as getting your legs and your body acclimated to,
You gotta
to that
go up and down.
intensity, you have to hike.
Yeah.
Right.
You have to hike, or at bare minimum, a stairmaster machine.
Yeah.
Right.
And
Yeah,
some
we-
people,
Go ahead.
some people like they travel to go to Killington and like hike up that mountain just to
Right.
get,
Just to do that.
just to do it. And
Yeah,
then
yeah.
obviously the obstacles coming after that. But
A nice little mountain that's even closer is Chicora or even Washington.
Yeah.
You do what? I mean, it's
Yeah.
not that far up, but Washington,
Those are definitely good courses to train, but
Yeah.
it's just not.
It's not the same,
It's
yeah.
just the way they.
Oh,
It's
no.
Killington. It's just the incline of the mountains.
Yeah.
You're literally taking half steps the whole way up, and you're just chugging along like.
We
the
thought it was gonna
ultra-
be easy.
Yeah, well,
honestly.
The first one.
Yeah, the first
one.
time,
Ultra
yeah.
athletes
yeah.
are world class athletes. You'll
Yeah.
see them, and they're just in the best shape you've
Right,
ever
right,
seen.
yeah.
people be in
All
their
ages.
lives,
And,
all
they-
ages,
and they have
right.
different age groups.
Oh yeah,
So I'd be the 90-year-old
if they're in
guys.
the ultra, and they're actually an ultra that's not falling
Right.
behind.
Yeah.
These guys will be anywhere from low 20s to early 60s even in there.
Yeah.
Just
Isn't that
in
crazy?
Incredible shape,
Yeah.
and they're just
Yeah.
they're just going. But
Yeah.
those hills, nobody's running up those hills. You're just walking them, and you're just trying.
Nobody
The goal
runs.
is to not stop up the hills.
Right.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, pulling muscles and straining muscles.
Oh yeah.
You got to
Muscle
watch that.
cramps, muscle
Yeah.
cramps.
The
is
cramps, yeah.
biggest one,
You
Yeah.
always have water with you as you're running up?
Yep.
Constantly.
Camelback, Yep.
Yeah, we got
Go
camelbacks.
ahead. I'll let you get into the details.
We got
of what carry.
camelbacks. Last year we got like bananas. We had like Cliff Bars, just to like hold us
Everything.
over.
Everything, yeah.
Yeah, we
Just
had
to
like
keep it going.
everything. And when we were at the start line, the guy that was announcing was like, "I hope you guys have mustard packets." Little did we know that mustard packets actually help cramping.
Right.
We didn't know. We didn't know much
You're learning.
into it. Yeah,
No, you're learning. That's,
we didn't know
yeah.
much into it. We didn't have mustard packets,
Right.
but we had bananas, so that kind of helped. But
Yeah.
this year we came more prepared.
As long as you've got the water and stuff.
Yeah, it was definitely a rude awakening.
Oh,
though,
yeah.
Like, so, kind of finish off the first one. The first time around, like we did the first 3 hills and they were horrible. And by the time we got to the 4th hill, we just looked at each other like, Are we really doing another hill right
Yeah.
now?
And they have a
And
death
that
march.
was right, and that was the rude awakening of
Yeah.
that's what this is. That's
Yeah.
what the challenge of this is you're doing almost 10 hills,
Right.
and they're almost a mile long each.
Oh yeah, and they have like a
They
death
throw-
march.
Yeah, and they throw obstacles. Yeah, they have a death march,
Yeah.
which is literally just
That's,
you're almost crawling
Yeah.
up at that
Yeah.
point. It's that steep, and,
Yeah.
it's over a mile long, and you're just
Jesus.
walking up.
Crazy.
and you're
Yeah.
telling me, come on, you could do it. I'm like, yeah, all right. I'm tired just listening to you guys talk. There's and boy, there's so much to talk about, especially if you're watching on YouTube or live right now. But if you're watching, they've got some medals here. Well, explain the medals to the people.
So every time you finish a race, you get a medal.
Right.
So the red is the sprint, the green is the beast, and then the blue one is the super. You get a medal every time you finish a race.
Right. Right.
And
And the puzzle in the middle,
Yep,
the
so-
trifecta.
so we just kind of bought this at the end because when we did the races this year, we completed a trifecta, which is
Right.
the 3 races.
Right.
And we just wanted something to show, like, we completed the trifecta, like our first trifecta.
Right.
There's little, like, triangles.
That you
it
put in
says-
like a puzzle pieces.
Yeah, it says where we completed that
Yeah.
race.
Yeah.
And the pieces in the middle also go to the medals. We took it off the medals and put it in here.
Right. Right. So, now, boy, that's beautiful. Because I see you at work and stuff. What's your next move? What are you planning on?
So my next move, I think, so 2020, what was it? Yeah, we did the 2023 trifecta. 2024, I think I want to kind of take a step back from it a little bit.
Right.
But I do want to do at least one race, but a competitive race. So we've just been doing open series
Right.
races. They have open series races, which are just kind of, they're for fun, but obviously you can test yourself, right?
Right.
Then they have age group where you're only going against people in your age group competitively.
Right.
And then they have elite age group, which those are the people that have been through the rigor. They've done hundreds of age group races.
Right, yeah.
And they're in the elite level. That you have to basically have qualifying times to even
Okay.
get into those.
And is it all New England or all over the country?
This is all
So
over the world.
how far are you gonna go?
This
How-
Vermont course, there were people from Canada,
Yeah.
Europe, just all over the place.
Right.
'cause it
Jesus.
was
So you got the
it was
best.
a
You-
it was
yeah,
a North American championship, so
Yeah.
everyone wanted to compete in that course.
Right.
So
How far you think you're going to travel? You're going to travel all around the country?
So
or-
I'm gonna limit myself at first, like I said.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not gonna go too crazy because if I want to compete, I want to win. So I'm not gonna just put myself up against
Right.
literally the best in the world. I'll do an age group, but I think I want to do it in Boston at the stadium.
Cool, yeah.
Yeah,
And just do a
Fenway.
5K race and just see how I do in that.
Yeah.
What's going on right now at Fenway? Is that the same thing? What-
Yeah, that's the stadium. That's so
No.
the link you
They have-
sent me.
Yeah.
That's the same thing, but I would just sign up for a competitive heat.
Are you going to?
Not this year. I'll do it. probably
Okay.
next
I was
year.
telling him to. I was like, I think you should do it because it's in November. And I was like, you should
Oh, you
do
got
it.
a little time.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, it's a month, but that's
Yeah.
that's a month of just getting right into it and taking a little break.
Yeah.
Right now.
Right.
And
yeah.
Still
No,
a little
I
beat-
know.
I believe it or not, I'm still a little beat up from Killington.
Yeah.
So,
So the day or
as far
two
as my
after,
joints and
right? The day after, 2 days after, how you guys feeling? You must be dying.
Oh, longer than that.
this year, yeah, this year was much worse than last year.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because the course was 2 hours longer, and we went at a much harder pace this
Right.
year. We didn't take
Yeah.
nearly as many breaks.
Right.
Yeah.
We were somewhat prepared this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing Stairmaster and
And what do you do
Folks
to
that
relieve
are
the
young.
pain? Hot baths or Epsom salt baths or jacuzzi?
rest. We just rested.
Yeah. At the end of the race, they gave us like kind of like icy hot.
Yeah.
Like our knees, at least mine. Mine
Yeah.
were so swollen and bruised.
Yeah.
Just the constant impact going down the
Oh,
hills
yeah.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was rough.
Are-
Like
is your equipment? I mean, top of the line equipment for your shoes and all that?
Oh
or-
yeah,
or-
we don't. Yeah, we don't play around.
You don't
We-
splurge with
yeah,
that.
we'll use
You do
Solomon
splurge.
speed crosses, and those are top of the line.
Right.
Yeah.
shoes.
You have to, right?
Oh,
You
yeah,
can't.
absolutely. I mean, I've seen people do it and attempt, and you already know. Like I don't ask, but someone that's wearing, for instance, Vans or like just normal Nike running shoes, you know, their feet are done for. By the
you're
end
gonna
of the
slip
race.
because especially
Well,
with all the
not
mud
only
too.
slipping, but the blistering.
Well,
Yeah.
what do you have for
Whole-
support on your ankles? Do you have What you're wearing is support, or no?
We don't, but I mean, if you know you have bad ankles, definitely wear support.
Because they
I've
have-
thought of wearing support.
Yeah, they have supports. How about your knees? Any supports for your knees? No.
No. A lot
Probably
of people do that.
Too
as well.
much,
Yeah.
too much sweating and too much.
We just choose not to, but there's people that do it.
Well, you have to
Oh,
if you
yeah,
if you're hurt.
If you really
Yeah.
need to, yeah, it's
Yeah.
definitely recommended.
We had like what is it, compression things for our legs.
Yeah, that's more so for like blood flow and
Right,
circulation.
right.
Yeah.
You know what? And I just did a Taekwondo show yesterday, and at the end of the show, 10 minutes, I started talking about acupressure. I'm big into that now. I mean, big into acupressure, and it works so well. And I'm talking like, I had the meniscus with my knees and all that, and it always hurt me, especially from work, walking 7 miles a day.
Yeah.
Hurts by the end of the day. But the acupressure, and like just one area, you just keep pressing.
Yep.
Here's one.
Oh yeah, and that's how my elbows are, especially after.
Well,
that
no,
course.
pressing my elbow relieves the pain in my knee.
Oh wow.
It's
wow.
acupressure.
That's
It's like
crazy, yeah.
acupuncture, and there's other ones. So you got to Google them,
Oh my gosh.
and it alleviates. Believe me, it alleviates the pain in my knee. Now, if it's in my head, then it's in my head. There's no more pain in the knee, and I'm like, I can't believe it. And you got to look it up. If you have pain anywhere else,
Just heard something else.
well, no, they'll tell you. And there's many
I
places.
believe it. I
Like
believe
if you have an elbow problem, you press your knee here or you press your wherever, and all of a sudden you're going to say, it's gone.
No kidding.
So think about it. Especially now you guys are going to be hurting most of the time when you're training for that. But I know that, so you were really pushing her
yeah.
and staying with her. Talk about that. That's
All right,
beautiful.
yeah,
That is
so
beautiful.
Talk about the super and the sprint then. In that case.
So the super and the sprint were in Mass, Bar Mass. So it was on a farm. So we're like, all right, like it's kind of gonna be more level than obviously a mountain.
Right, yeah.
So the super was the 6 mile one with 25 obstacles. Yeah. And we just kind of wanted to do it for fun. We're like, all right, this is our first race back from doing it. We came a little more prepared, and
Right,
it
yeah.
was just gonna be like fun for
fun
us
thing,
to do.
yeah,
Yeah, we're
sure.
like,
Yeah, we just
all right, we
wanted
did
to
the
focus on finishing because we're doing the.
Yeah.
Our
Right.
goal was the trifecta this year.
Yeah.
Right, so.
Right, yeah.
So we were like, all right, let's just like we're doing it for fun,
Yeah.
This is what we do for fun. This is like our vacations.
Yeah, yeah.
So we just kind of kept like a good pace. Like we stopped a couple times because his parents actually came too, and like we called them to tell them what obstacle we were at.
Right, yeah.
So it was just more for fun. Then the next day he was like, all right, like I want to push you to get a good time.
Right.
And I was like, all right, like let's do it.
So you had to stay up with him. He's pushing you, making
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah. And the sprint was the next following day. So kind of a little sore from the day before.
Jesus, 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
That was rough.
Yeah. So he was like, I just want to push you. And I was like, all right, like let's do it. So I was running, like I'm passing people,
Oh, yeah?
like I'm trying to get through like all like the mud and
Yeah.
everything.
Right, yeah.
He's like, all right, let's keep going. He's like, we're going to finish this. And there was actually an obstacle. I feel like it slowed me down a little bit because like, it's like a mud, like a wall that you're
Right.
supposed to climb up
That's
after
tough.
you do like the
Oh,
dunk.
yes,
That's
yes,
tough,
that's
right.
After you do like the dunk and
Yeah.
you go in the water
Right.
and you have to climb up the slip wall
With a rope.
with the rope. Yep.
Yeah. Could you do it?
Oh yeah.
A lot
yeah.
of people
But
can't.
but we got stuck
Yeah.
behind two people, and that's what.
Oh, that ain't right.
That's what kills you with the open.
Yeah.
With the open.
Oh, that ain't
heats.
right.
That's
Yeah.
kind of why we're shifting towards the
okay,
age
yeah.
group heats now, is
Right.
because you won't deal with that.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
not
so-
right. That's
yeah,
not
so
right. Yeah.
that kind of slowed me down. But then after that, like I was running. I didn't stop once. Like I was running the whole time. I was
Ah,
like,
cool. Yeah.
I'm not slowing down. And it was hot out too. Like it was
Yeah.
very
Oh,
hot.
we had a hot
It's like
summer.
85
Yeah.
that day,
Yeah, he didn't even wear his camelback on the sprint day because he was like, it's a shorter race, like whatever. He's like, I won't need it. I was like, I know I will.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm chugging water. Like they have
have to,
like
yeah.
water stations everywhere. So I'm getting water. I'm like pouring on my face, like still running.
Wow. Yeah.
But
It's
yeah.
it sounds like torture.
Oh yeah.
It's like torture.
When you
and then
when you do it competitively,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
brutal.
but when you're done and you're talking like this, wow, it's something that not even a handful of people in the whole world are doing.
No,
This
real.
is brand new.
Right,
So
right.
that's
Everyone's
why
been out long.
you two as a couple, do they have couple competitions? Would be cool.
No, I mean they allow us to sign up as a team, so I'm sure we can look at how we fare up against other teams.
Teams,
but yeah,
right.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
'Cause you know you do
legitimately set
well.
up as a team
Yeah.
and finish together. Yeah.
Because you did really well.
On the,
Where
on
you
the sprint one.
placed?
Yeah, the sprint I got 6th.
Out of how many people?
I think it was
Like 200 or something.
Yeah.
something like that.
And you're brand new.
yeah.
6th.
And that was in the open. So
Yeah.
I was like, all right, like, let's see, like, maybe in the age group, let's see.
Yeah.
Like, he was pushing me, like, he was helping me. Like, some of the obstacles, like, were a little challenging for me. Like, I struggle with the rope course, so then
Right.
I have to do another loop because I can't climb up the rope. So it's something that I have to work on.
When you say another loop, what does another loop mean?
It's like the penalty loop. So if you can't do an obstacle, they make
Yeah.
you
Run
do
around.
like a lap, another lap.
I thought
That's
I
how
heard
quickly it
burpees.
is.
I heard burpees was.
They're
the
getting
So
away
it
from
used-
that,
Yeah,
yeah.
it used to be burpees, but they're getting away with it for
Okay.
the competitive factor of it.
Okay.
Because you can obviously fake burpees and
Oh, right, yeah.
yeah, and it's just easier for them to measure.
Right, right. But it slows you down once you have to do that that loop.
The loop,
Yeah.
oh yeah, it definitely
yeah.
adds time. Yeah.
Yeah, but the day before I tried doing the rope and I was like, all right, like the next day on the sprint, I was like, I know I can't do the rope, so I'm
right
just
through
going to
the
go right through the
It
loop.
doesn't waste time.
So
Yeah.
so it doesn't waste my time
Now-
because I know what I struggle with. And
You're
I know
gonna
what I'm good
practice
with.
like when you're saying just like this brick wall behind us. You got to climb that with a rope.
yeah,
straight
and
like
you have
this.
to hit a bell at the end and then climb down it.
So are you practicing for that now? Are you training for that rope?
Not right now because we're gonna wait a little longer to do another
Right.
a race. So I know what I struggle with and I know what I'm good at. So
Yeah.
that's just something to look forward to
Right.
next time we do a race.
Tell me a little about the obstacles. What are some of the obstacles? No one knows. I know you have the monkey bars. You got the rope. You got the mud. What else?
So all right. Typically, they'll have you do like over unders. So they'll have like 6-foot walls,
Right.
7-foot walls, and I think the tallest is an 8-foot.
Yeah.
Okay, so the tallest is an 8-foot wall, and you have to jump over those walls. There's no walking through it if you can't. It's either over or you do.
What do you mean jumping over? How do you jump over an 8-foot wall?
You pull yourself up and over.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say,
No,
wow,
you're
I got to
not.
watch this.
Right,
yeah.
right. No,
I
yeah,
wish.
so you're pulling yourself.
You're pulling
up and
yourself
over.
up, right?
Yeah.
Right. So there's the walls. There's barbed wire that you'll low
Real
crawl.
barbed wire?
Real barbed wire.
No.
You'll
Oh,
low
yeah.
crawl under. Yeah. Oh, it'll.
And you
rip
crawl
right up.
under for a while in the mud.
It's not razor wire. It's
Yeah.
just regular barbed wire.
Yeah.
But
So
can you
it's
get
just
cut?
stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. You can easily cut
We
yourself.
cut. He cut his like camelback. Like my shirt would get caught if I wasn't low enough.
That's wild.
Yeah.
What if you two are fairly thin, light people. What if you're a big guy? You ain't
They-
getting under that.
They gotta
they're-
crawl. They
they're
gotta be on the
basically-
ground.
Yeah, they're dragging their body off the ground.
Yeah.
That's where you have an advantage, I think.
Oh, big time.
Oh yeah,
big
he's
time, yeah.
used to that. He was like,
Oh
it's
no,
easy
yeah,
for
he's
me,
the
you
Marine.
know?
But I'm saying by being thin
Yeah.
and being, not a big stature.
Yeah.
Can you imagine big guys trying to go under that and
It's
get
rough. It's rough, and that's another thing people don't realize. You think, oh, crawling on the ground is just crawling on the ground, but you're ripping your legs up. You're ripping
There's
your whole body
rocks.
up.
Yeah.
There's rocks, you
You're
know, it's not-
bleeding. Like yeah.
Yeah, Joe asked me if I wanted to do it. Now I don't want to do it.
She's like, this hurts. I was like,
This is
well, I mean, if you think about the concept of what we're doing.
Yeah.
And it's actually really funny too because some of the obstacles they have people that are taking pictures of you, like professional pictures.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And there's one of the barbed wire, and like some of them, I'm like just looking at him like, oh my goodness, like this is terrible. Is it ever gonna end?
Yeah.
He's
Wow,
looking
yeah.
back at me like, you got it, you got
Yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. The picture, that was one of the people who took the pictures of you and
Yeah.
Joe going over the flame,
Yeah.
pointing at us. I'm going, because you were all done.
Right,
but I
right.
didn't know that. I mean, you can't tell that through the picture. And I'm going, look at them. They look as fresh as they when they, I mean,
Happy to finish.
yeah. And going over the flame. But it's
Yeah.
not that big of a jump, but it's big enough.
No, yeah.
It's big enough if you slipped.
Oh, yeah.
And if you're tired, especially after the beast, when you're
If
going
you're
up the
tired,
mountain.
when you're
Oh, yeah.
tired.
Oh, yeah, when you're tired,
yeah,
yeah.
not
It
if you're
wouldn't
tired.
surprise me if someone took a step onto it to
Right.
get over it. Yeah,
Yeah.
it wouldn't surprise me.
Wow.
Especially like after the beast, my knees hurt so bad. Like,
Yeah.
I was
Jumping is the
I was
last thing you wanna
struggling.
do at
Yeah.
that point.
I saw that finish line and I was like, I gotta jump over this.
Yeah.
I gotta jump over this.
Yeah. Wow. And like I say, it took about a week for you to get over. Like, do you do any of the CBD oils? Or
Oh, yes.
Oh, yeah.
They are
what's the
so
name of the
good.
oil they gave us? I don't remember.
I don't know, but I think it was like kind of sponsored by Spartan.
Right.
They had like a CBD
Right.
lotion, so
Lotion, oh, yeah.
we used that for
It
a
was
few
like
days.
It was like Tiger Balm infused with CBD.
CBD,
It was
right,
phenomenal.
yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Like It was hard to sleep after because you're trying to roll over and your knees are just like.
Oh no, I know.
Hurting.
Yeah. Taekwondo my whole life, my
Yeah.
knees. That you use your knees more than anything. You don't sleep at night.
Yeah.
You train like a maniac, right? And you feel good. You're in bed going, I'm dying. You can't sleep because you're in pain.
Oh
Definitely,
yeah.
yeah.
It was a
And
struggle.
then you go to do it the next day. You just say, yeah, come on, grow up. Yeah. Boy, and what else? There was, you get the,
We can keep going with the obstacles. There was a
Oh, yeah.
ton.
oh, yeah,
There
no,
is
I
a
wanted
ton,
to, I do want to do the obstacles. Now, monkey bars, all right, jumping over the flame is one.
Yeah.
All right.
So they have different kinds of monkey bars. So it's not just monkey bars. They have monkey bars that rotate. So how do I explain this?
It's so hard.
Yeah,
like
try to explain
they're
this.
like circles, and while you grab one, it's moving. You're trying to get to another one that moves. So it's like one small movement. Like you can hurt yourself.
Yeah. So each rung you
Yeah.
go to, the
The other one moves.
the next
Yeah.
one drops down. It's like a rotating wheel.
So a professional, not a professional, but someone getting sponsored or whatever, they must have all this that they work with all the
They
time.
have
Oh,
it
yeah.
down pat, and
Because they
do
train on
and
it.
right? And they do it with less movements. 'Cause
Oh, yeah.
they're doing it.
They're
in a-
That's right,
they're
'cause you don't
doing
know
it
what
in
you're
a
doing.
fluid movement,
Yeah.
Right.
So the first time you did it, you must go, what the heck do we got to do?
It's
How-
well, I was just muscling it the first
Yeah.
time I did it. Now I have
It's
better
finesse.
technique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's finesse, yeah.
You kind of know like what to expect, and like
Yeah.
you use your momentum.
Right.
Yeah.
Like some of the obstacles before when I did last year, I couldn't do it like a lot of obstacles last year compared
tried
to
to
this
muscle
year.
it, yeah.
Because I tried to muscle it and I kind of knew what to expect this year, so kind of knew how to figure it out
Right,
and like
right.
use my momentum to keep going and going.
Right.
Because otherwise, if you stop,
You'll get
you're
stuck, yeah.
you're stuck and you're gonna fall. So
When you're at the gym, is there stuff at your gym that you can use to like practice? Not really. Because they got to have gyms out
They
there.
actually do. They have American Ninja Warrior at our gym. We just
Yeah.
don't do it. I think
Yeah.
it's only for kids though too.
yeah, but I mean, like
But-
you can always do like pull-ups, chin-ups. Like those are definitely gonna help you.
Right, okay.
Just,
Because that's
lifting weights.
that's an obstacle, chin-ups and pull-ups?
No, but
Just to get your
It'll
body.
just help you. Yeah.
yes,
All
all
right,
time.
yeah. And so without more obstacles, you got 30 obstacles and we only
You
did
got, like,
4.
They have like a zigzag wall.
Yes.
They have.
And
a
if you
bu-
fall, you're going to start again? Is that how that works?
We do the penalty loop.
yeah.
Oh, you got to do it. Now, how big's the loop?
It's typically 4 or I want to say 200 meters to 400 meters, depending.
Yeah.
So that's enough to take a little more time off.
Oh,
you.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
They have a bucket carry, so girls carry 40 pounds, guys carry 60 pounds. They
2
have-
buckets? 2 buckets or 1 bucket?
Just one bucket.
One bucket,
Yep. They have a sandbag carry, so again, girls carry 40 pounds, guys carry 60 pounds.
And that's horrible.
And how far are you going to carry that?
Killington sandbag carry is up a half pipe.
Yeah.
And what's...
So like a snowboarding half pipe.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen
Yeah,
that?
I have, yeah. So that's
It's
200 or 300 yards, 400 yards?
in total, yeah, I would say about
Jesus.
that.
Yeah.
Up.
Up
Yeah.
and then down, yeah.
Yeah. The first time we did Killington too, like since we weren't as prepared,
Right.
our breaks were stopping. Like we would stop for like 5 minutes
Yeah.
up that mountain with the sandbag or the bucket carry.
Yeah.
They make you do that right at the end too, so you're
Yeah.
You're wasted.
Done. You're
Yeah.
wasted by the time you get
Oh,
to
yeah.
that sandbag carry.
And
yeah.
this year, we actually crushed it with the sandbag carry. The sandbag carry, we didn't stop at all. And
no,
the,
we did stop. We stopped twice.
But the bucket, that was the bucket.
No, that was
bucket
the
oh,
sandbag, I
okay.
think.
I'm getting them
You're
mixed
getting
up.
them
mixed
The,
up.
the bucket carry, we didn't stop at all. We just kept going. Then the sandbag carry, we did stop because it was one at the end of the race
Right.
and 2 at mile. So we didn't stop till mile 9 this year at Killington.
Right.
And the reason why we stopped was because I started to cramp in my leg. And I was like, we were going down a mountain. And he's like, come on, like, let's go. My knees were hurting so bad. And on top of that, it was 41 degrees with 15 miles per hour winds. We had to do a dunk.
cold.
We had to do a dunk wall at like mile 2. So we're still wet at mile 9 at this point.
Sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's cold. And we're just like, all right.
yeah.
He looks at me and I was like, I'm cramping so bad.
I
I
just look at it
dropped
and
to
go,
the ground.
This is what it is.
Yeah, I
Welcome.
dropped to the ground.
A lot of sympathy.
I dropped to the ground, and luckily this year we had mustard packets. I took one of those. I was ready
Oh,
to
you
go.
eat the mustard packet?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you put it on your...
No,
just
you eat it.
Is it real
instant-
mustard? What is it?
Oh,
Yeah,
just
real mustard.
literally Heinz mustard.
Instantly, your cramp goes away. I was
Really?
ready.
I
I
haven't
popped
looked
right
into the
back
science
up.
of it, but yeah.
I
It's
never
crazy,
knew.
yeah.
Wow, that's cool.
I was
yeah.
ready to go. It was still like like I had like
It was lingering, right?
yeah, but like I was ready to go. Like at that point when I started cramping, I was on the side of the mountain. I was like, oh my god, like this is it for me.
Right.
I was like, I'm done. And
yeah.
we didn't know about the mustard, so I tried it, and I was like, oh my god, like it
That
went
quick,
away.
yeah.
That quick. I got right back up. Obviously, my knees were still hurting.
Right,
But,
yeah.
At that point, I kind of cramped a few times after that. Again, the same spot.
Right.
But I had mustard, and it went away each
See,
time.
something you've never. Now, I've never heard of that.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying about, and you're into the internet and you're into Google and all that. The acupressure. So even if you're going up the mountain and you're walking and you're pressing a certain part, it'll get rid of the cramps also. It's all made for that, your whole body. You got to check it out, and it's going to give you that advantage. And when I tell you, I'm skeptical on anything like that. And I'm up there in age, and I never did it. All of a sudden, I started doing it for my knee. I'm walking at work with pain, and as I'm doing it, as I'm walking, there's a lot of them that that people don't even know you're doing it.
Right.
You're just,
Yeah.
all of a sudden, I'm going, that son of a, it's gone. The pain is gone, and I'm going, am I just imagining this? But it doesn't matter. If you are imagining, your pain's
It makes
gone.
sense. It
Yeah.
all
Like the
makes sense,
mustard, maybe it does nothing. Maybe you think it is because they're telling
Yeah.
you. It's like a brainwash type of. But that's what it's all about.
Yeah, it's so crazy. Like I didn't believe it at first, but once I had the first time,
Cramps.
I was like,
Wow.
what? I was like, I'm ready to go. Like I'm
Yeah.
still hurting, but like I'm ready.
The cramps are gone.
Yeah,
Wow.
it was
And
crazy.
People who are listening, a lot of people, athletes,
Mm-hmm.
athletes, and I've never heard of that, and I've done a lot of. I used to run long distance all my.
Right, yeah.
Never heard of that
Never heard of
once.
it.
I know.
Brand new.
I'm not even sure when they realized that.
It might be, mustard. Because when you said mustard packets, I'm saying, what are they going to put it on their legs? Or
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it-
That's what you would think,
just
but
think. Wow.
you just eat it and
I
then you're
like
ready
that.
to go.
Right
Yeah.
in your bloodstream.
Yeah.
Now, is any of this on TV? Are they showing it on TV? I mean, it's
The
like
Spartan races? No, it's still
still
pretty
brand new.
small. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're trying to make it an Olympic sport though, and I'm
Yeah.
assuming at that point it's gonna blow up. But
all right. So you got the Spartan. What's the other one? The Mudder. What do you call it?
the Tough Mudder. So the Tough Mudder it's an obstacle course race, but it's more team oriented, friendly fun rather than.
Oh, so it's not.
Spartan is a
Is-
competitive obstacle course.
And what's the other one? The Iron Man thing. What's that?
That's crazy.
That's completely
That's with
different.
that's
Is
completely
it the same
different.
type of stuff?
That is
That's even
like-
harder. That's
that
like a
is,
marathon,
marathon.
with
Go ahead.
with like swimming and biking. My friend actually did
I think
that.
Well,
it's
that's a
called, like,
tri-
pentathlon or
Yeah,
triathlon.
triathlon
Yeah.
or something.
I think it's like a crazy triathlon.
Yeah.
but-
Right. Oh, okay. So there's a lot of different variations of Spartan. I like the Spartan. I like the word Spartan.
Yeah, it's
Spartan.
cool.
You are a
I
Spartan.
mean, I wouldn't say that a triathlon is so much harder than Killington because Killington's a half marathon on a hill.
And
Or
you-
like an ultra race.
Just
You know what I'm
tons of
saying? I wouldn't
mountains.
say a triathlon. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe the Ironman, but
Yeah.
Because a triathlon is when you're on a bike, you're using this certain muscle that you've always trained. You're swimming, you're using those certain muscles. And I'm not saying it's easy.
No,
But I'm
it's by
saying
no means easy,
I'm
but-
saying these obstacles are like total, and then going straight up a hill.
yeah, they're just
It's-
different.
it's- it's- it's
because you're dealing with obviously you have to be strong.
Right.
You know? You have to have endurance. You
Being
have to have
light helps, right?
men-
Being light.
Yes, being light helps a lot.
Yeah, you have to be.
The
fit
mental
for it.
toughness and the physical toughness.
Right.
Those are all key factors. You know, you're not just gonna be a little baby and finish
Yeah.
that course. You have to. It's a lot of mental strength
And
to get through that.
Honestly,
look at it. She's ready.
Honestly, the mental aspect is so
Right.
true because,
Right.
like I said, when I cramped at mile 9, I was like, all right, mustard packet, okay. Got to mile 10, and I was kind of getting dehydrated at this point, and
Right,
I was
right, yeah.
hungry, and we had these like goo packets. They're gels, and they're like you're supposed to take it every 5 minutes before every 45
Right.
minutes when you're working out, and they kind of give you like a little boost, a little
Right.
energy.
Yeah.
And I was just getting dehydrated at this point because it was cold, so I didn't drink nearly as enough water
Yeah, you
than I
gotta.
did last year because last year was hot out.
Right.
And I just looked at him and I was like, oh my god, like I'm starting to get dehydrated,
Right.
and so I just started chugging water. And
Only water.
Which is also the wrong
Yeah.
thing you were supposed to do.
Only water.
This is what I mean. she's learning a lot here,
Right,
too.
right.
She
But she
needs
got you to help her too.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, she doesn't realize. Oh yeah, when it isn't as hot, you still need.
Well, you're
to
gonna,
hydrate.
even if you're
Yeah,
swimming, even
right.
if you're swimming.
Like
yeah.
you're still
Yeah.
Now,
burning all this.
water's
energy.
good.
You have to hydrate.
Water's good, but you need the electrolytes too.
The
So
electrolytes.
Yeah.
We have food. You know,
Yeah.
Gatorade, or I'm not a commercial,
like
but
Cliff bars.
We had honey too.
because
We had we had honey.
You know, your honey's the
whatchamacallit,
best.
The goo gels we were
Right.
They're filled with electrolytes.
Yeah.
So that's
I just saw the other day, because I love all these medical things on YouTube and TikTok. I love them. I get them all. And I heard one doctor saying, drink all the water you want, but unless you put a little salt.
Oh yeah.
she never knew that until like
Until
we started
him, yeah.
dating.
Right. That's like
Salt
electrical.
Water is the
Electrolytes,
most- yes,
right.
it's like hydration boost. It's
And,
insane.
good salt, like Himalayan salt or something,
Yes.
But any salt that you have, a little sprinkle in your water. And I never knew that either.
Instant hydration. Instant.
It's like drinking the electrolyte things without the sugar and all that
It's,
stuff. in it.
I forget what it is. The sodium.
Right. And it does something to your cells, and it works
Yes, I
much.
think it expands the cells
can-
to
right.
allow more.
We think, I'll drink 22 of these, and I'll
no,
be.
salt,
I know.
and then you're good. It's like
Yeah.
you drank 20 waters.
So do you?
Yeah.
You sprinkle salt in all your.
If I am dehydrated significantly, I'll do that.
'Cause
But
if
Like,
I-
like in the Marine Corps, when I was shooting a 50 cal machine gun
Right.
in 100-degree weather,
Right,
I was
right.
overheating and heat casing. So that was the first time I drank salt water, and that's when I actually learned. My instructor was like, "Here," gave me a salt packer, dumped it in a canteen. He's like, "Drink this," and then I was fine 5 minutes
yeah.
later.
Oh, yeah.
After I was like just literally on the ground, like.
Right. I've never had experienced. Maybe it was dehydration or whatever. And this summer I went through it, and because it was a hot summer, and I'm forgetting what it was. And I went home. Excuse me. I went home and I felt so lousy, tired, sick. I wanted to go to bed, and I told my wife, I said, I don't feel good. She goes, here, and she has electrolyte water that she buys.
Oh yeah.
I drank one of those. Like, this ain't gonna help. Within 5 minutes, I feel like $1 million.
A new human. Yeah.
It's unbelievable
It's
what
crazy, yeah.
dehydration will do to you, and people don't understand.
Yeah.
They'll
Most
drink
Most
10
most
coffee
people live dehydrated.
Live it.
Those people are literally dehydrated. Yeah.
all day.
Yeah.
They drink coffee all day. I mean, you'll piss it out. That's what's going to happen with the
That's it.
coffee and beer. It's like, I have coffee,
Alcoholic
beer, and
beverages, yeah.
yeah, I have all the good
That's
beverages.
how a lot
Yeah.
of people hydrate alcohol.
Well, as I say, you're learning all the little. When you start
details.
something like this, you don't know what to expect.
Right.
Now, how many have you done? Is it only
This is my second. Oh, the Spartans.
right?
Oh, four in
Four
total.
of them now. Four total, yes.
4.
Yeah.
Every time you do it, you learn
We learn
just a
that much
little
more,
more.
yeah.
And I want to see you guys go. A bit too. Can you go professional on something like this? Is it called professional, or is it all amateur?
No, they do have pros.
Yeah.
Because if you went pro and they did put it in the
Paid and
Olympics,
sponsored, and yeah,
You couldn't-
They
you-
do have pros. Like I said, it's a very small community at this
Right.
point because you know how it is. You need to kind of
Sponsors.
blow up for
Yeah.
financial
sponsors,
backing,
right?
etc.
and a lot and big money on the sponsors because
Oh,
you got to
yes.
live and you got to train.
Exactly.
Yeah. So trying to compete with these guys is
I mean, put it this way: the
Different.
the female that placed first out of the U.S., she blew by us. I want to say at the end of the race, it was only a mile left, but she blew by us, and I looked at her, and I just looked at Carissa, and I was
Yeah.
just like,
yeah. The
there's-
stamina.
I was like, there's a difference between those
Stamina,
people and
yeah.
us.
Yeah.
I was like, she's on a different level, and she was probably I'd say like 5'9", 165 pounds. So she was just a jacked
Just
girl,
all
just-
muscle and
but she had
lung capacity.
lung capacity. Like you wouldn't believe. I guarantee her heart rate, she could sustain that like 40 beats per minute if she wanted to. Just that elite level.
Are you going with friends, or are you meeting friends up there? You meet new people all the time. But are you going with any friends that just say, all right,
We do it we just do it us two. I mean, that's not really a course that we recommend friends to do because it's not.
can't stay with them. You don't want. Yeah, they're on their
Right.
own. Yeah.
Well, you just and it's more of a thing like I don't want my friends to get hurt. You know what I'm saying?
No,
'Cause
yeah, I
a
can
lot of
understand.
people will downplay it. Like we downplayed it at first.
Yeah. Or
legitimately.
leaving people behind too. Like
Oh.
his friend, your friend in the military last year, like he couldn't finish the race.
I didn't even think of that. Good
Yeah.
call. Yeah, my buddy who was also a machine gunner. Well, I'm thinking, oh, he's gonna meet us. He's gonna probably pass us
Right.
halfway through. quarter because we only started 45 minutes ahead of him.
And he's at my
And-
pace too.
Right.
So
And I'm with Carissa,
Yeah.
so I'm thinking he'll catch us. We finished the race. I asked him how he made out, and he goes, "I heat case during mile 6."
Just happens. It's
Right.
yeah.
and
It's
that's
no
an-
joke, yeah.
Yeah, I think it was like a 40% failure rate.
Because you're prepping 2 or 3 days before, aren't you? I mean, prepping it right. You're not
As
drinking
far
any.
as the diet and
Yeah.
a week actually.
A week,
I do
like
whole
no
week, yeah.
alcohol,
no
no-
alcohol, no bad
hydrate,
eating,
hydrate.
hydrating, yeah, the whole week.
A lot of protein and carbs.
Yeah.
The night before, a lot of carbs.
Lots of carbs, yes.
It was
Mostly carbs.
pastas and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah. It's good for you.
Right.
It's good for you. That's unbelievable. And you, how much do you weigh now?
Right now I'm only like 150 pounds, 155 pounds,
Yeah.
depending on the day.
But jacked, because
yeah, I'm pretty, I have a little.
you,
body
you and me
fat.
have the same body. I used to fight at 135, 130, and was jacked at 130.
Yeah.
Now I'm 170, and it doesn't look like I'm 170.
Yeah, I hear you.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
don't have a lot of body fat. What would you say? I'm probably like 10%, 11%. Right
Yeah,
now?
he has like
there's
nothing.
nothing there, and that's
All muscle.
That's the difference when you're competing.
Right. No
You,
kidding.
there's no fat to
to weigh you down.
weigh you down. You know, boy, and you know what's funny? So you've got a couple of months before you do the next one. Is that what are you saying, or you don't know?
No, I think I'm gonna wait till next year. So, my thing is, I don't know. I really want to do an ultra one day, and we've had this conversation. But I look at the amount of training I need to
Right.
put into.
But you're
actually
training
doing an
anyway, right?
ultra. Oh yeah.
You're doing the training, so
Yeah, the training
More
as far
intense,
as,
yeah.
the training as far
Cardio
as
wise.
my daily life and how
Right.
long my work days are. I
Right.
really need to consider that, and fitting in the amount of run time.
Right,
I would
yeah.
have to split it. It would have to be 2-a-days. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Just doing that for like a year straight, that
Right.
would get me ready for
Yeah.
that ultra.
yeah,
So,
and that's the tough thing. But if you do, that's mental toughness
Exactly.
also.
That's all it is. It's
Yeah.
mental toughness.
You're not
and
being
discipline.
wishy-washy. And, I got all the time in the world.
Well,
you don't.
I'm not just gonna do it just to do it and
Right.
willy-nilly and hurt myself or anything like that. So we'll see someday.
Are you thinking now? I know you're into the. I think you are. I don't know, TikTok or internet. You ever think of doing like a whole TikTok thing and following your progress for the? That'd be cool.
I have.
Do it.
If I do the ultra, I'd probably.
Both of you do it.
Yeah,
Just
get
have,
like a GoPro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yep.
and even people are
Record
doing with their
training.
phone, and all of a sudden they're getting. I thought, well, we get.
Yeah, we should do our next Spartan with a
Yeah.
GoPro for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Joelle's sister's going with Alex Wasabi.
Yeah.
And today, there's a little shout out to both of them, Alexis Lemire and Alex Wasabi. And Alex is fighting today
He's fighting today. Yep. He's
Yeah.
fighting in a tag team match today.
up in the
In the
UK.
UK,
In the UK,
yeah.
Alex is the guy you want to talk to and get some information on. Hey, come on, help me
Social
out.
media, yeah.
Yeah, help me out. Help
he
me
knows
out.
everyone.
They should
Yeah.
do the Spartan races with us.
Yeah, no kidding.
Imagine.
They
And I
should
think he
with
could
us.
now. I mean,
Oh,
he's in
yeah.
good
He-
shape.
Yeah.
He's in insane shape. It would be getting Lexi to get in shape, but she's in good shape too. Believe it or
she's
not.
always been in good shape, yeah.
And she's very disciplined and determined
Right.
with what she does now.
Oh, that would be cool. Oh, imagine the followers you'd be getting.
Oh, I know. Well,
Hundreds
we'll
of
do
thou-
it at some point. We've been trying to convince him to do it, but we got to
Yeah.
get him here on the East Coast first and foremost.
Well, your father, Jim Lemire, is saying, I'll do it, because he'll do anything.
He will.
Oh, yeah.
And he's a
100%.
psycho. He's,
Yeah, you know how he
he's
is.
almost, he's 48,
He
47,
worries
47,
me though.
48.
He if he just needs to hydrate. If he hydrates, he'll be able to do
Right.
anything.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But
And-
he don't drink water.
no, he'll be up on a roof. He'll be up on a roof doing the whole roof by himself at 150 degrees out, and not up on the roof is probably 250 degrees, and wondering why his organs are shutting down.
Yeah, that man can do
And-
anything.
and he's
He
cold.
Just, if he hydrates, he just needs to hydrate.
He's gotta
Give him
hydrate.
some water and he'll be good.
Oh yeah, he's so funny. Well, he's probably one of the toughest guys I've ever met in my life.
Legitimately.
So he's not going to let. He's going to watch these people at the spot and think, "Going, you're not beating me," because he's
Oh,
got
yeah.
that.
Oh, he went to bar and that got him the itch.
Wanted to do
instantly.
it.
He instantly wanted to do it. And I was
Yeah.
like, I told you should have just done it. We would have waited.
Yeah.
We did it for
Especially,
fun, you know?
especially Massachusetts. Like, that's more of a fun one. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like,
Well, that's how you
That's
start.
the one we want
Yeah.
to do with us next year.
Yeah.
yeah, like, it's fun. Like,
It's a challenge. It's absolutely a
When-
challenge.
when is
but
it?
It's a fun challenge.
When is it next
It'll be
year?
in August.
All right.
It'll be
Let's
on a
see what
Saturday
let's
in
see what
August.
happens.
Yeah,
I'd have to start
Saturday,
running
Sunday.
again
yeah.
because I've been in the. Well, I have an age group, So I'm
No,
in
you
the
won't need
60s.
to. We'll do it in open.
Yeah.
We'll all be
Well,
together.
I would be better in an age group, wouldn't it? At
So-
60, 68?
No.
No, those
if
guys are
you're-
crazy too?
They'll compete. So the people that sign up for age groups specifically,
They're that good?
They're in competitive. They're there to be competitive.
Okay,
yeah.
so
the
I-
open sessions are all.
Oh,
just
I
people
thought it
that
was the
wanna
opposite.
finish.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. Right. You know what? If Jimmy did it and it was in August,
I'm
I'll
trying
think.
to get us all to do it.
I'll
Let's do
think
with a
about
big
it.
group.
If
Yeah.
I decide to, you know, I would. If I decide to, I'd stop my running, a lot of running.
Absolutely.
Just so my lung capacity and because my upper body and everything is sort of like yourself. It's I've always trained, always lifted, always did taekwondo. So I've got that.
You'll be fine.
But
You'll be more than fine.
I got the meniscus in the knee, in that one left knee.
You just got to take it easy on.
No, I got pressure points right now. Acupressure.
You know what to do. You know what
And
to
mustard.
do.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
drink.
mustard,
I'll drink a whole
seriously.
gallon of mustard the night before.
Just
I'll
get
say.
some mustard packets. You're fine.
That's
Good as new.
Hey, I learned something today with the mustard. I
Yeah.
think that's the coolest.
We were shocked when we first started.
Yeah.
We couldn't.
And it worked
believe
that well.
Yeah, it really did. Like, good thing the first year we didn't cramp. Like, I
was the
started
one
to.
cramping. Yeah, I was the one cramping
Yeah.
the first
Right.
year.
Yeah.
but I
It's
never
it's your
actually
water
fully-
intake
Yeah.
and your what's yeah.
And I think also because this year it was cold, so I think we were wet, we were cold.
Right.
I think that's also why I started cramping so
absolutely
much
why,
because
And you're
Imagine-
overcompensating
yeah.
too for your knees.
Yeah,
you're
my knees hurt
She
so
was
bad.
taking her steps differently, you know what I'm
Right.
saying, which will obviously that'll cause a cramp in itself.
Right.
If
Yeah.
you're walking weird, you know.
So
It's just the
people today
mentality.
just learned. I know I did mustard packets.
Mustard packets. Yep.
Acupressure. All right, Google acupressure on YouTube.
Yes.
You're going to get millions of them, and you're going to get them from China, and because they're actually the acupuncture people, and
Oh,
they
really?
started the whole thing many
Okay.
thousands of years ago.
Sense, yeah.
So it's nothing new. But now athletes are starting to get into the acupressure. So between that, the mustard packs, and whatever else, and that hypnosis. You ever think of hypnosis? No, you do any of that?
Oh.
There's a lot of good hypnosis on YouTube. I use it to sleep at night, and it puts me right out.
I believe it. Yeah.
You put it on, and you listen to them as they talk to you. Now you're not thinking of the day. You're not thinking of it, and they
Just
tell you
thinking
to
what they're
relax and to think of
Like the sleep app, right? Or
Yeah.
the Calm app.
yeah.
I actually have used that before, and it
Right.
works very well. It's one of those things I forget.
Well, no, yeah. If you have a hard time sleeping, but then they have self hypnosis for athletes, self hypnosis for health, well being, for any part of your body. So and I do it when I'm laying down, right before I go to sleep.
Right.
So it's going in my head, and they say even though when you fall asleep, if it's still on, it's going into your subconscious. So you're getting all these positive affirmations, and it stays in your body. Then you're ready for the next day. Try it out. Hey,
Crazy.
science,
Something
modern,
that I need.
yeah, modern science is one thing, but
yeah.
some of this stuff has been going on for thousands and thousands of years
Absolutely.
that now we're perfecting, and with all
We're
the
learning how the mind works, right?
yeah, well, that's what's making you do this stuff. Your mind. It's not your body going. Oh, your body's just going. What do you want to do today?
Making you do it.
Yeah, your brain's making your body do it. Your body hates that.
Yep, yep.
Oh, that's so funny. But I mean, it's so funny that you have you're a duo. I call you a dynamic duo of Spartan racing, but they should have. I mean, because you see it all the time on TV. You know, the great race and all that happy stuff. But they should have a Spartan race with teams.
They
Even if
should.
it's a tag
And
team.
you
How about
know,
a tag team?
That's kind of what stinks is, so if we decide to go age group, which
Right.
means we start competing, that means we don't get to run together anymore.
Ah.
So
yeah, that'll be sad.
yeah.
Look at
So
it.
I'm like-
I don't get to train her and walk her through, and
Right.
that'll actually truly probably make me feel what the Spartan's supposed to feel like. 'Cause
Right.
I'll be at my
You'll be
true
flying, yeah.
competitive pace, right? you
Wow.
know?
Yeah.
So
And like also because he was in the military and stuff, so he was giving me like tips like last year, like I was sprinting up those mountains, not really sprinting, but I was taking big strides.
Right.
And he's like, all right, this year you're gonna go at my pace, you're gonna take tiny strides, and that's actually why we didn't stop. Like we didn't
Big
take any
difference, huh?
breaks really.
nice at the pace,
only
and
times we really took
we did
breaks.
the proper strides, yeah.
Yeah.
Who would
It's
think?
like more so short and choppy rather than long.
Then long,
It's that
because the long you're
stride.
pulling and you're pushing and
Yeah.
you're pulling,
Exactly.
right?
It's more strain on your
Yeah.
muscles.
And like the only time we really sat down was one because I was dehydrated and we were both starving. We're like, we have to sit down for a second, eat something, and then the other couple times I sat down, I had to pee so bad, so I just went wherever. Because at that point, honestly, at that point, like they had very few porta potties.
Right.
I'm just trying to finish the race.
That's
I'm
all.
hurting.
Yeah.
I'm
Her body
tired.
was
I'm
in survival
dehydrated.
mode at that point.
I did not care at all. I was like,
That's
I don't
an
care.
athlete.
It was real
That's,
survival
Yeah,
mode.
that's a
an
true
athlete.
sparring. Like he told me to do that last year, and I was like, absolutely not this
That's a
year.
spot.
Like, I was
Yeah,
like,
but
I just
see,
want to finish this race. I need to get through this because that was the end of our trifecta. I was like, if I don't finish this race, we don't get to
No,
do the
that's right.
trifecta.
We don't get
Oh, and then
we
you'd
don't
be
get the
mad.
green medal.
Oh,
we don't
jeez.
get it. Yeah,
We have to wait a whole another
Wow.
year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I give you a little tip?
yeah.
Wear Depends.
I know, right?
Yeah, we'll put a little diaper on or a big diaper. Who cares? Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, because I mean, look at Joe. Just
I didn't care
how
at
deep
all.
are we going to get into this stuff? Yeah. Hey, wait.
Hey, some people have to know because I guarantee
It's
I wasn't the
not a
only
secret.
person that
Oh,
did that. No, not at all.
Wild World of Sports, and it was
Yeah.
30 years ago. This girl who did a triathlon or whatever,
Yeah.
she crossed the finish line, and everything let go in her
Oh,
body.
Yeah.
I believe
And
that,
she's
yeah.
wearing shorts,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And she's at the finish line, covered in everything. Hey, she was like a star, an instant star,
Yeah.
because she gave every ounce of her energy in her body.
That was her
for-
body in literal survival mode, just letting it
Just
loose.
Yeah.
because she dropped to the ground and
Yeah.
everything come out. She had no, but she gave it right to the end. That's an athlete. That's an athlete. Whether you win or not, it's how much you put. Now, do they have coaches? Do you have coaches that if you wanted to?
Oh yeah, you'll see pros there that have coaches, and oh yes.
So did you ever think of hooking up with a coach? Or you just guys, I'll do it
No,
myself.
it's just us two. I mean, I
You don't-
have a
you're not that
pretty good. I mean,
involved.
I'm not that advanced as far as
You understand,
the
though.
perfect way to do it. Yeah, I have a very good
and
understanding.
and
of it.
being in the Marines and all
That
that
is
had to help
huge.
1,000%,
Tenfold.
right?
Yes.
You run into a lot of brothers, a lot of
Yeah, there's a bunch of servicemen on the mountain.
Yeah.
But I mean,
simplify.
yeah, it's not. I'll be honest. I mean, we're running out of time, but I tell them about the part where it was just dead silence. Cause
Oh, yeah.
this is kind of to end the whole mental thing.
Oh
where
yeah.
It was just crazy. Like there was this part of the mountain where, I mean, there's courses where there's literal woods you walk through, right?
Right.
It's like the actual woods, and you were going up a hill. We're
Right.
climbing, like so. Go ahead. I'll have
This
you elaborate
so
on
this
that.
was like at mile 10. This is when we sat down. I said I was dehydrated, and he had to eat something, and so
right before that.
yeah. So this was like our only like break we actually like took,
Yeah.
and it was probably for like maybe 2 minutes. Like
Right.
we didn't stop for long.
Right.
We ate something. I drank some water, and I still have my Cliff Bar. At this point, like I can't even eat my Cliff Bar. I'm just like, I need to get through this race. I need to get through this race. And he's in front of me, and you go through the woods, and you're going up the mountain
Right. Yeah.
in mud, and there's people.
Rocks that people are falling.
Yeah,
on.
people behind us, people in front of us. There's trees everywhere. You're trying not to like
Right. Yeah.
get stuck in a tree or fall, and everyone's silent.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, we're all just trying to get through this.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to eat my Cliff Bar, and I was like, I'm literally gonna throw up because I just like,
You're dead.
it's just mental toughness at that point. And
right.
like, I was like, you just need to get through it. Like, I was just going through the motions, and like,
But everyone was at that point.
everyone
Everyone
was,
was,
yeah.
the
It
literal
was mental
It
toughness.
was the principle of, I mean, a lot of people, especially in parts like that throughout the course, people will try to pass you, and
Right.
because there's faster
Yeah.
races.
Right, yeah.
But at that point, everyone, I'm telling you, there was a line of,
Just
I'd
do
say
it.
80 to 100 people just behind an older gentleman who was leading the way through this
Right.
mountain.
Right. Yeah.
going the same.
And we were
pace,
right
yeah.
behind him, and as I looked back, as we were like halfway through, I couldn't believe it. Everyone was just silent, just literally chugging
Just
along.
trying
And
to-
that's when we realized we were like, wow, this course is a lot harder.
Yeah.
But now you know what to expect. You didn't know what to expect, right? And every time you know, like it's brand new, and all of a sudden it hits you like a brick. But now you're going, all right, I know what's coming up.
Yeah.
So you've got to either
We say
reserve
that, but this year it was harder. I'm telling you, it was. Oh.
because you're trying to go faster.
Yeah, I also think it's because we didn't take our breaks last
Right.
year. We were stopping
We
for
were
5-10
actual
minutes.
breaks, yeah.
And we stopped a lot. We stopped so many times last year. And this year, the only times we stopped was mile 10 to eat some food. And the other times, I sat down to pee, got right back up. Those were our only breaks.
Yeah, but
like,
you beat your time by almost
Yeah.
two hours.
yeah.
That's
yeah.
something like that,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, it was like 6.5.
8:20
In 6 something.
and then 6:42. Yeah, so hour 40 about.
Right. So I'll round it
And
up
it
to
was longer. It was long. It was
That
what?
2 hours is a long time.
2 miles. Yeah, 2 hours shorter, and the
Wow.
course was a mile and a half.
Yeah.
Longer, so.
So
Yeah.
It was
I mean,
good.
that's
Made
that's
a
the
lot of
experience that quick.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's just
The elevation was 6,600.
Yeah, it
feet.
was crazy.
So you have a hard time breathing. Is that what happened to you get there? Or?
I mean, yeah, that is a factor, but it was honestly more so the wind gusts and the weather because it's colder up there. At that
Oh, yeah,
elevation.
Yeah.
So
you're
it was
sweating.
that with the wind. The wind was pushing so much harder.
You wearing a bunch of different clothes, or you got it,
I was literally in a cutoff shirt and shorts.
and you didn't have
Shoeless,
anything
too.
to? In case is that is something you will do next time, like a sweatshirt? Or,
No, we just
No.
kind of suck it up. It's one of
yeah,
those
because you
things.
don't want to be carrying any more than you have to.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I mean, at the start of the race, it was cold, so I was wearing a long sleeve, and he's like, "You probably want to get rid of that." I was like, "No." I took it off at mile one.
Less
And he
than
was
a
like,
mile in,
"He was like, see, I told you." But actually, when there was a
You're not arguing up though, going up.
no,
To
I was like, "It's fine. I'll carry it. You don't have to carry it." He's like, "Chuck it in the woods." I'm like, "No, it's fine. I'll carry it. I'll carry
That's
it."
a Marine. Chuck in the woods. We don't. We'll come and get it some other day. Yeah.
But actually, what was it, like mile 2 or something? When it was the dunk wall, we saw someone coming down in one of those, what is it called, like 4-wheelers?
Right.
Because someone,
Oh, they were in a thermal.
yeah,
Oh,
like a
they
no, were in a
dehydrated
thermal
right down.
blanket.
Yeah.
You know it's not like a. How do I explain it? They were just in a thermal blanket.
Right.
wrapped
'Cause it was
in all
cold.
the-
Yeah, they were
She
getting.
was, and she was
yeah.
an age group racer,
Yeah.
so yeah, she.
Yeah, you
That's
got to
what I'm
watch
saying,
that.
at
You don't want to
point-
die. I mean, this is
No
nice, but
kidding,
you don't want to
yeah.
die.
Right,
Hypothermia.
hypothermia can happen so easily.
Because you're weak and
Yeah.
you're dehydrated. Yeah.
yeah. And some
Weak,
people,
dehydrated, cold and wet.
some people saw that dunk wall and they're like, "We're not doing that," because it was already cold enough,
Right.
and that water was freezing.
What's a dunk wall again? I just don't understand. What is it?
So the dunk wall is basically like they put a massive float across, like, we'll say a river,
Right.
and you just have to go under it
In the water.
in the
Water
water.
you say
and
you com-
mud. It's like water and mud.
So you're
Water,
completely
yeah.
submerged in water.
In water, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why
that
you
was
look
like
so-
mile 2.
That's why you look
Yeah,
so
they
good
did.
when you're done with the race. You-
Right,
hey, they
right.
look good.
I mean, last year was nice because it was hot out, so that was so nice to go under.
yeah.
This year, we're.
This year it
It's
was like,
I was
oh,
like,
it's
oh boy, here we go.
Wow.
Beginning of the race.
You know, it reminds me of the picture of you the very last day at boot at
same thing.
because
That's
you
what
had
it was like.
is that the one you had the flag?
Yeah,
And I looked at
just-
Joel. Yeah. And you were coming through the finish line. Or you were done with the day. What do you call that?
That was the
Crucible?
That was the crucible.
The
yes.
Crucible. We won't get into that, but it's something like this
Oh,
where
yeah.
you're all done as a
Survival mode,
Marine,
yeah.
and you go. And I looked at Joe and I said to Diane, my wife, I said, he aged 1,000 years in one picture.
Yeah.
You were just dying, and there was no smile on your face. So that's what this is all about. At the end, there's no smile. And although when
Actually, we were
Till you
happy
get
to
to the
finish.
end.
Till you go over
Right.
the finish line, and I'm like, let's go.
Yeah.
Like,
do they
we
have
are
the meal?
done.
Do they have a meal after for everybody? Or
Yeah.
is-
Yeah, so at the finish line, they give you a shirt. So this is one of the shirts. This
Oh, yeah.
is
Oh, cool.
the
Right, yeah.
Beast one.
Yeah.
They give you a shirt. They give you a medal. They give you a banana.
Right.
They give you water.
Right. But I mean,
sometimes kiwi.
a big meal to eat together. No, you're all done. And
No, they have like what is it, like concession stands and stuff like that.
Yeah,
food.
well, they have real food, but they mostly just give you like
Yeah.
solid like
Just-
recovery.
right.
stuff.
Yeah. They have, like,
a
Fit Aid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fit Aid drink, which instantly like recovers your muscles.
so what's the first thing you ate? A big meal after that night.
Oh, we had
Oh, we got takeout. We got
pulled pork, I think.
yeah, pulled pork sandwiches.
Okay.
Brisket.
Must have went right down good.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Drank so much water and
yeah.
like we were out like a light.
Oh,
Oh,
must
yeah.
have slept
Yeah.
like a baby then.
I want to
Although
say
soreness.
before 9 o'clock we were out.
Yeah.
Taking any Advil or any
Oh.
Motrin, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Just to numb your whole freak. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
we had
that
to.
Tiger Balm CBD mix was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Where are you buying that? Where are you buying that?
They gave that at the
gave it
race.
to us,
Yeah.
yeah. So
Because
I gotta look into
I
what
don't
it
know. I don't know if
actually
there's
is,
THC in that. Because
I don't think there is.
I get the stuff in mass right down.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's THC. And I'm telling you, I
Oh,
put
that stuff's probably even better.
I
yeah.
put that on my knee, and the pain is gone.
Gone.
I mean,
Instantly,
you can't do that all day,
Right.
but the
Yeah.
pain goes for a good 2 hours, 3 hours,
Yep.
and instantly. So between the pressure points and that, and and mustard,
learn, yeah.
I'm gonna have packets of mustard in my pocket for the rest of my life. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, seriously.
Seriously. Well, we're running out of time here. That was a quick hour.
I know that was a quick hour. There's so much to talk
flies.
about with
Oh my
Spartans.
God! Yeah,
We can go on and
because
on.
it's new. It's
Yeah.
brand new to the world. It really is. How old is the Spartan competition?
I want to say no later than like 2011. 2010, 2011.
So it's
It was
been
probably a
around
little
that long,
before
yeah.
that, and yeah, and what's his name? Joe
Rogan?
something. No.
No,
Joe Rogan.
the
yeah.
CEO.
Yeah,
I
the
forget his
CEO.
name.
His name's
last
Joe.
name. Yeah.
Either way, he lived right in Vermont. So Killington is literally the Spartan mecca.
Okay.
You know?
All right. Wow, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
It's the capital of probably the Spartan.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
so-
it's been around forever in variations.
Right. Yes.
You know,
right,
like the Tough
correct.
Man and
Tough
Mudder or
Mudder
whatever.
and, yeah.
But this is a whole different
It's-
world,
it's big
and
now.
it
It's
seems
definitely
like
big
it's
now.
getting bigger.
Oh, yeah.
Because once you started
year.
it, I started Googling stuff, and I'm like, wow, it's bigger than I thought.
Mm-hmm.
How many competitors when you on your last?
So in
bunch
that
of-
open heat, out of everyone, just the open heats, there was 6,000. So I would say in total for Killington, there was probably 7,500 runners that ran that.
So like, you're not all starting at the same time.
No.
So how can they
The
separate?
first heat, I think, is at like 5 a.m.
No, but how can they separate that many people? What are they giving you?
Each heat is like 100 people, and they'll start 5 a.m., 5:15, 5:30. Every 15 minutes, they start a new heat, all the way up until like 11:30
No, when you say a heat,
a.m.
how many people are in the heat
About 100
altogether?
all together.
Right. So you just try to beat someone to the wall so that you're not standing behind them.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So
And then we passed people that were in the heats before us too.
is there rules that they give you a lot of rules like these? This is what you can do and what you can't do, and you can get disqualified.
Actually, no. There's not really a rule set with the obstacles. It's just finish the obstacle. We don't care how you do it.
Right.
But obviously, if you cheat the obstacle to like
They're watching.
basically make it a lot easier,
They're
they'll
watching.
just- yeah, they'll DQ.
At every obstacle, they got people watching.
Only if you're in one of the age group or elite heats. See the open, they're just like they'll let
You're
you do
doing it for fun,
Yeah, yeah.
basically.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. And you have numbers on your thing, like
Yep.
like
Yeah,
like
we have
like-
headbands.
Like a
Yep,
race.
Same
Headbands,
headbands.
yeah.
Yep, exactly.
That's pretty cool.
It
That's
is
so
an
cool.
official race, yes.
Yeah, it's an official race. Because like I say, I know someone who's doing Devin. He's I think he's 13, 14.
Yeah.
I'll say Devin Hall. I don't know if that's his last name. I forget his last name, but I know the Halls. And Devin, he's been on this show. A young kid,
Yeah.
good sports, and he's going to
The Fenway
the
one.
Fenway one. Now I could go to that to
It's-
watch. That's fun to
absolutely.
watch.
Oh yeah, and it's not. I mean, as long as he doesn't downplay it, he'll have a blast. Because there's a lot of stairs at that stage.
Yeah. He's a good
He's a
runner.
Stairmaster.
He's a good athlete. He's into lacrosse. What's it called?
Oh, lacrosse, yeah.
Lacrosse.
Yeah,
He's
yeah.
into racing. He's a long distance racer.
Oh, he'll be in great
yeah,
shape.
and he's
he'll
just a
be
young
more
kid.
than
And,
fine.
he's but I mean, that's if you guys were to go to that, I would go to just sit in the stands and watch.
absolutely.
Because I go.
They
'cause-
have spectators that can watch. Yeah.
Well, yeah, but at Fenway, you're in the bleachers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have legit
yeah.
spectator
Yeah.
passes. Yeah.
I'll have a popcorn and I'll have a beer.
Yeah.
Go, Joe. Come on now. Hey, that's all the time we got there, guys. We went beyond our hour, but that's fine. We can do it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks for having us.
for having us,
My
yeah.
pleasure. It's my pleasure. What we'll see how you guys do down the road. And after maybe a next event, or because I mean, if you're planning on doing this, say for the next 5 years, 10 years,
Yeah.
maybe
And I'm sure
even
we will.
longer,
They keep beating the times.
that's your goal, to beat the times, right? You're gonna get better and stuff. It's
Oh,
too
yeah,
bad
easily.
it's so hard to get sponsorship.
Well,
but-
yeah, that's a whole different ball game.
But then the TikTok world and the
yeah, I mean,
you'd have to
the sport really has to grow for that to be,
right, but like Taekwondo, there's a niche.
Yes.
You don't have to go for people, Joe, or all these people out there who don't know, but there's a niche, and there's thousands and hundreds of thousands. Oh, watch, look at this. Their duo's doing it again.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And she takes photos of you, you take photo of her. It's on TikTok. I'm going to watch it. Am I right? All of a sudden, you got a following.
what it is.
Yeah.
It's literally how
And
it
all the crazy stuff that happens, because every time you do it, there's going to be something crazy.
Yes.
You've got a story about every meet and what happened, and people you meet. And,
Right,
Yeah,
yeah.
you could. That's
crazy.
it. That's about it. I got to go, and I appreciate it. Hope you people enjoyed this show. It was live. It's on YouTube. If anyone wants to watch it, Taekwondo Grandmaster Bob Lemire on YouTube, USTS. You'll be able to watch this show or any of the other shows that I have, and the Taekwondo show that I have. Thank you again, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for having
much.
us.
I'm glad you enjoyed the show, and until next time, have fun and train hard.